Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I've streamed last. I've been sick, had a cold, haven't been feeling good, so haven't really felt up to streaming. But today has just been an absolute fucking nuke when it comes to Switch 2 news. As you can see right here, the footage that we're looking at right now is from the company Genki, which is an accessory company that makes cases and other accessories for the current Switch. Well, they just decided to announce the Switch 2 themselves. They just decided to show off like basically the dimensions, like a 3D print, like basically what it's gonna look like and everything. And it's fucking wild. Like, everyone's trying to beat Nintendo to the punch. It's fucking crazy. So basically what happened is, let's get a different song. So there's something today called CES, which is Consumer Electronics Show, and Genki showed up with their booth and said, here you go, here's our case for the Nintendo Switch 2. And yeah, they don't give a fuck. They were ready to show it, and they were going to show it no matter what. Maybe because it was already set in stone. But yeah, like Satisfy has done this, Genki. There's another one too. Sorry, I've got a lot of tabs open. Oh, there was another one. Here it is. Here's another company that decided to show their tempered glass screen protector. And notice how it says for Switch 2. Like, basically confirming that that's going to be the official name of the next system. So, basically, we already know the name. We already know what it's going to look like. We know the motherboard, the new Joy-Cons. Like, we know everything about this system before it's even been announced by Nintendo. And now, normally I would just look at this kind of stuff and be like, oh, I'll take it with a grain of salt. It's probably not real. It's probably someone faking it for internet clout. Of course. That's everyone's initial reaction because we weren't born yesterday. I'm not gullible. So I looked at this on Christmas Day and I thought that this was fake as hell. This was the Switch dock, and apparently the console itself being shown. And this was sketchy as hell because apparently they used AI to change the backgrounds to try to cover their steps, try to cover their ass. And so I was very, very skeptical of this and wasn't very convinced. But now that we've gotten the motherboard, I looked at this and said, okay, hold up, this might actually be fucking real. I mean, it shows the NVIDIA SoC right there. It's like the same size as the Switch. It's very hard to fake this type of thing. So I was like, okay, hang on, this might actually be legit. And this was on the 31st. So this was like 5-6 days after the whole dock and everything. And I still really wasn't convinced by this at all. I thought that this was fake. The first leaks that came out about the dock and everything. But now that we see the motherboard, this looks real. And now we know what the Joy-Cons look like. Like, this came out either, I think it was 2 days ago. I believe this was on, let me check the dates just to be sure. I posted some of this stuff in the Discord, by the way. I put it in the random tweets Discord channel. I was posting them. And it looks like January 1st was the date that the motherboard got leaked. And yes, January 5th was the day that the Joy-Cons got leaked. And once I saw these Joy-Cons, I knew they were real. Like, I will totally take the L on this if this all ends up being fake and wrong. But they actually got the serial number of these Joy-Cons, the one that's on the back of this one. They put it into the official Nintendo site, and it actually came back, like, with information, and like it came back verified on Nintendo's site. So not only do they look real, they are. Like, they came back on Nintendo's site as like officially real. So the only reason why I'm like basically reporting on this is because I'm totally convinced that what I'm looking at is actually the Switch 2 Joy-Cons. And what's interesting about it is you see that big button on the back, and there were so many rumors about it being magnetic, and that really coincides with those rumors because there would obviously be like a release button to detach the Joy-Cons from the Switch as opposed to using a railing. So those are clearly the buttons that are being used to detach the Switch. And then if you really zoom in, you can see that optical lens, which other people were pointing out online. Here, let's zoom this up a little bit more. Yo, what's up, Skullfire? Appreciate you hanging out. Shout out to everyone lurking, listening. But anyways, so you've got let's go over the entire design of the Joy-Cons because I think it's awesome. I'm like so excited, guys. I'm so excited about the Switch 2. I've been hyped about it. I knew that they were waiting till after Christmas, after like it had been so long since we had heard nothing, like so much radio silence. It was like, okay, they're clearly waiting for Christmas to pass by. They are obviously wanting to take advantage of the holiday sales. They wanted to make sure that people were still buying systems. They knew that if they announced the Switch 2 ahead of the holidays, that people would have just waited. They would have just waited it out and just waited for the Switch 2 to come out. So obviously, strategically, they waited until the holidays, and now they're probably going to announce the system either this month or next month. And it looks like these accessory companies have completely beat them to the punch. And then you've got this picture. These pictures that we're looking at right now are from a manufacturer. This is from a factory line. Someone got a hold of them and they took a picture while they were in the bathroom or something. Like it looks like there's tiles in the background. They slipped it in their pocket. They took a picture of it while they were on their bathroom break or something. That's how these kind of pictures get out. This actually occurred with the Switch Lite as well. For those that remember, before the Switch Lite came out, it's actually almost like this color too. It was that baby blue teal Switch Lite, and it was a picture of the back of it, and that got leaked from a manufacturing line too. And I wasn't convinced at the time. I thought the Switch Lite, I thought that picture at the time was fake, and it ended up being real. So these kind of pictures do get out there from factory lines and manufacturers, so it is possible that this has occurred. What's up, Simba? This is really interesting. Hell yeah, I appreciate you coming through, Simba. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so let's go over the design of the new Joy-Cons, because I'm very much convinced that this is real. What I'm looking at are the next Joy-Cons. I mean, it would be very hard to fake all of this, and then not to mention have a serial number that actually coincides and actually verifies on the Nintendo website that this is a Nintendo product. So you've got all that, and then I love the new buttons. Like, obviously you see here for single Joy-Con use, when you're using, I wish I had a Joy-Con on me, but I don't. For the current Joy-Con, the buttons are really fucking small on the top, and it's supposed to be as like your bumper buttons, your L and R, when you're playing in single Joy-Con. And I think the design is genius. It's absolutely brilliant. The original Switch was ahead of its time. It was revolutionary. But yeah, the buttons are too small on the top. So the fact that they upgraded them is awesome to see. This looks like a type of sync button to sync it up. And I'm not sure what this is. This probably connects to the console. But here's what people are making a lot of speculation about, is that these look like optical lenses, something you would find on a mouse. You know, basically what mouse, I guess you could say what mice use on a computer to move around and basically see what you're doing. So a lot of people started speculating that maybe this could be some type of like gimmick or an accessory for the Joy-Con to be used as a mouse. And I heard that and thought it was crazy. I wasn't with it. I was like, I don't know if that's what that's for. it's anyone's guess at this point. Some people may they theorize that it might be as like a Wii pointer, like a basically you would point the controller at your TV or at your dock, and it would act like a Wiimote, like a pointer, just very, very accurate instead of using like a gyro sensor, which is what the current Switch uses now for motion controls. Maybe it's something for that to make it more precise when you're aiming at the screen. Maybe they could do like Wii type of stuff, or just for, you know, like stuff like Switch Sports. I don't know. Just, it's anyone's guess at this point. All we're doing is we're just looking at the pictures. We don't know what the gimmicks do yet. I cannot wait for Nintendo to announce this themselves so that we know what the system does. And there's like brand new buttons and stuff, like the C button that no one knows what it does. It's anyone's guess at this point. But anyways, let's go further into the optical laser. So I pointed out that it could be like a Wii type of situation where it's like a Wiimote. It's to be more precise for a Wii. But I'm actually starting to think that that's not the case. I actually am starting to think that this might be an optical laser to be used like a mouse accessory. At first, I thought that that was outlandish. You know, the Nintendo hasn't made a mouse accessory since I think the Super Nintendo. Actually, I kind of want to look it up. The Super Nintendo mouse was an accessory for Mario Paint back in the 90s. This was a official accessory. So I thought back and I was like, no, that doesn't seem right. Like, Nintendo hasn't done this type of accessory in forever. I doubt that's what it is. But actually, and this is crazy, the Lenovo Go S. This is a competing handheld by the company Lenovo. They make PCs, they make laptops, and they also make a handheld. And what this controller does for their new model is it also has one of those optical lasers on the very bottom of it. And as you can see, if you look really close, that optical laser looks exactly like the one that's on the Switch 2 Joy-Con. So let me explain. What this does is it's called FPS mode. And so you put it in FPS and then you hold on to it kind of like a joystick, and it allows you to drag the controller across a surface and act just like a mouse. And once I saw this, I was like, okay, this actually could be something. This might actually be the case. I didn't even know about this. I didn't know that this was an accessory. I didn't know that people were, or, you know, companies were manufacturing controllers with this capability. So I saw this and I was like, huh, you know, that might actually be the case. I think Nintendo might use this for, like, I don't know. I thought about games like Mario Maker. Like, think about how much easier it would be to make levels if you had like a mouse type of situation where you could just point and grab the things that you need. That way, it would be so much easier to use Mario Maker. I mean, Splatoon, you could use it to play Splatoon. I would fucking love that as a PC player who loves to play shooters on keyboard and mouse. This is actually an awesome idea, and I really hope that it's true. But yeah, I think I pulled it up here. Here, I'll let this video play. This guy explains it.
You would flip this switch on the bottom. That's called FPS mode.
Look at that laser. It looks just like the one on the Joy-Con.
Mode. What this does is it fires up this laser to essentially mimic a mouse movement. So if you wanted to hold on to, if you want to put this up on a kickstand, let me take this other one off.
What's up, Decepticon?
A character movement, traditionally like on the left stick here, and then use this right side like a mouse. Yeah, that's, or maybe
that's amazing.
I think I was.
I had no idea that this was a thing.
We have the two buttons, which one of them is just the elongated shoulder button off of here, and then an extra button here for using the right and left mouse. And then you get access to the thumb on this one, and then the scroll wheel. So this is essentially like a mouse joystick.
Wow.
Okay, playing first-person shooters on an actual thumbstick. So
Sure. I mean, yes, playing with thumbsticks on shooters is viable and is a great way to play shooters. But me personally, I love this idea. I love playing shooters with a mouse. I will say the sensitivity of a mouse is bar none the best way to play. The aiming is so precise with a mouse. There's nothing like it. So this to me is very promising. So once I saw this, I was like, oh shit, this might actually be the case. Let me go back to the Joy-Con picture so you guys can see. Look at that laser. I mean, it's the exact same optical laser, basically.
this one
Here, I'll go back to the beginning when he shows it.
it's called FPS mode. So
Really get a look at that. I mean, it looks the same. It's insane. So like, this is obviously all speculation at this point, but I'm starting to think that this actually is the new gimmick. I don't know. There doesn't have to be a new gimmick with the Switch. We all just want a more powerful Switch. At the end of the day, that's what I want. I want a Switch that can basically do higher frame rates, better resolutions, and has better third-party support. The Switch had great third-party support, but with this new hardware, with a NVIDIA SoC that has DLSS capabilities. Sorry, I haven't streamed it a lot. But yeah, if it has all of those things, that's what I want. Like, if it has DLSS, then that would allow it to be at 60 frames per second, running at a lower resolution, but upscaling with AI to get better graphics. So I'm just so excited, guys. The reason why I'm here talking about this is because I just want to talk about it. I want to gush about the Switch 2. I've been thinking about it all week with all of these leaks coming out. The only reason why I haven't been streaming is because I've been sick. But yeah, I miss y'all and I appreciate you guys for being here. But yeah, I am just so excited. Like, I know some people are saying that this kind of ruins the hype. It kind of ruins the surprise. I will agree, it definitely ruined the surprise. Now, I mean, look, we're literally looking at the Joy-Cons. But when we hear it from Nintendo themselves, it'll be super fucking hype. I don't care if we've already seen the whole system. It's going to be insane, and I can't wait. Okay, so yeah, I mean, as you guys could see with this new handheld, the Lenovo Go S, this is clearly a functionality on other handhelds. It's already a thing. Like, this isn't even like a new concept. Lenovo's already doing optical lasers in their controllers, basically emulating a mouse. This is insane to me. If Nintendo really does go down this route, bro, it'd be amazing. Like, I feel like I'm leaving out a couple games. Like, what other games could they use besides Mario Maker? Decepticon said Switch 2 with a mouse would be a game changer for so many games. I know, right? Like Splatoon. Like, I saw a meme of someone saying Splatoon 4 on the Switch 2, and like how like basically they're gonna get bodied by PC players. It's true though. If I hop on Splatoon and I got that controller and I got something that's like a mouse, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna body people, I'm not gonna lie. I'm already pretty good at Splatoon. So you put a mouse in my hand, I'm about to destroy people, dude. Oh, Metroid Prime 4 would be incredible on like a mouse type configuration. Yes, Decepticon. I don't know if that'll be the case, like out of the box, or I don't know. Maybe they're totally utilizing that, like utilizing all of the capabilities of the Switch 2. I will bring that up later because we're mostly covering hardware right now, but I am curious what you guys think the launch title will be, because at this point I have no idea. But you know, the Prime 4 is like one of the only confirmed first-party Nintendo games of this year, besides Donkey Kong. the Donkey Kong HD remaster for Donkey Kong Country Returns, that, Metroid Prime 4, and then that's pretty much it. So are we talking Prime 4 day one, or maybe within the same couple of months? It's anyone's guess at this point. But yes, that's a good point, Decepticon. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 on this type of configuration with the Switch 2 optical laser, that would be really fucking cool. I wouldn't mind if the Switch 2 tried to be more PC-like. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, take some notes from Lenovo over here with this FPS mouse configuration on their controller. I mean, this is really cool stuff. Apparently this handheld is going to be like $500. That's a pretty good price point for this type of system. I think that the Switch 2 will most likely be $400 or less. I don't think they're going to push it past 400. They did have the Switch OLED at 350, so that shows that they're not afraid to go over the $300 price point. But 400, we'll have to see. I would like them to go 400 or 500. I want the most powerful system that they could possibly make. So, and I think that's what we're gonna get, because the leak says 12 gigs of RAM, which is pretty decent, by the way. The current Switch has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So if the new Switch has 12, that's more than double, and it would definitely help with third-party support. But yeah, that's already been confirmed by these motherboard leaks that it is going to be 12 gigs of RAM. And then it's going to be a NVIDIA SoC that's apparently Ampere architecture, which is the same architecture as the RTX 30 series. That's very promising. The RTX 30 series support DLSS 3 and all that good stuff. So that's very promising. I remember when the first Switch got announced, this is getting more technical, but when the first Switch got announced, the Tegra X1 was shown to be a Maxwell architecture, which was the 900 GTX series. And I remember being disappointed at the time in 2017 because I was like, damn, I wanted it to be a Pascal. I wanted it to be a 10 series equivalent, but it was a 900 series. And that was back in 2017. What we're going to get this year with the Switch 2 is we're going to get an RTX 30 series equivalent. It's going to be a mobile chip, of course, so keep your expectations in check, but it's going to be using the same technology as an RTX 3050, basically, like a low-end 3050 card. And it's going to have ray tracing support, it's going to have DLSS. It's already confirmed to be basically like the raw power of a PS4. Some people are speculating a PS4 Pro. I don't know about that. This is a handheld at the end of the day. So we, you know, with wattage and battery efficiency, we have to keep all that in mind. I don't think we're just going to see 4K 60 across the board. We got to be realistic here. But with the power of DLSS, I do think that we'll get better graphics. We're no longer going to have blurry visuals. The days of 720p and blurry graphics are going to be gone. Those days are behind us. Now, what resolution are we talking? 1080p, 1440p? I'm not sure. I would love for them to upscale to 4K, but that's really demanding, so I have no idea. It might be a game by game basis, you know, like a racing game, like a Mario Kart game. Maybe they could get that to target 4K. But then something more demanding like a Zelda game or something, maybe that would be more like 1440p. I'm not sure. But all I know is that they're not going to look like potato mode blurry anymore. You know, like that Vaseline effect when you boot up like a game like Doom 2016. And I'm not even trying to hate on the Switch right now. I think Doom 2016 is actually mad solid on the Switch. It's playable, but it does look kind of blurry in handheld mode because it's like 540p. It's not the native resolution of the screen. So, excuse me. So basically, I think with this new chip, we're basically gonna guarantee 720p on the go. Some people think 1080p, there's no way. I think more realistically, we're looking at a 720p. But sorry, I'm kind of getting all over the place. Let's reel it in. Skullfire said, I just want Metroid Prime Trilogy remastered in Prime 4. Dude, Prime 4 is my most anticipated game of this year, man. GTA 6 is a close second. I will admit, I'm looking forward to Rockstar's new game, GTA 6. But Metroid Prime 4 is at the top of the list. I need this game injected into my veins. But I don't know if it's going to be a launch title or not. I have no idea. I don't know. Metroid doesn't seem like a big enough series to launch the system with, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would be the only game launching with it. You know, like, let's think back to like GameCube and stuff. Like, they didn't just launch with Luigi's Mansion, they had other games too. So maybe they dropped 2 first-party games at launch. I'm not sure, but then again, this is a different time. Like, Nintendo has been cooking. You know, like, they're at the top of their game. They're no longer the underdogs like they were during the first Switch. Back in 2017, everyone thought Nintendo was going to fail. They were the underdogs, and now they're on top. So they probably got bangers lined up for the Switch 2. New 3D Mario, new Mario Kart. You know, I don't think we're going to get a new 3D Zelda for a while. But Prime 4, big fucking games, you know, especially the Mario titles that I mentioned. I think that they've been saving onto those. So yeah, man, this is just fucking exciting. Sorry, I'm just ranting at this point. Pokemon's just that's what John said. Pokemon games still gonna look like ass though. God damn it. Yeah, no, that's probably still the case because Game Freak don't know how to develop in HD, let alone 4K and all that stuff, let alone higher graphical fidelity. They can't even do HD. 720p, 1080p, that's asking too much. Like, if we could get, you know, like PS3 trees at least, PS3 trees instead of N64 trees, that would be great. Facts, I'm hyped for GTA 6, but I've been waiting for Prime 4 for way longer. Yeah, that's how I feel at this point too. Yeah, we've been waiting for Prime 4 since the fucking Wii. Like, people don't understand. Like, people bitch about GTA 5 and GTA 6 being like so far apart. Bro, y'all don't know what it's like to be a Metroid fan. We had to wait so long from Fusion to Dread, and then Prime 3 to Prime 4. That was all the way back in the Wii days, man. When did Prime 3 come out? That was like 2007? Yeah, 2007. Like, dog. It's no contest we've been waiting longer. You gonna cop GTA 6 on Switch 2? Guys, I don't think GTA 6 is out of the question for Switch 2. I think it's gonna happen. It's just not gonna be there day one. It'll come later. Alright, so I've got some tabs up. Let's stay on topic here. Let's stay on tangent. So I went over how I think that this might be an optical laser. I agree with everyone speculating online. That is most likely what this gimmick is. It is probably, maybe you slip it into an accessory and then it acts like a mouse. That's probably what that is. And then yes, it's magnetic. We can also confirm that from this right here. This is the Genki leak that came from the CES today. The Consumer Electronics Show. Sorry, I can't talk today. The Consumer Electronics Show showcased these accessories today. And as you can see, like, they're magnetically attached, and then you hit the release button to release them. So that's also been confirmed, like, they're magnetically attached to the Switch. They're no longer going to use the railing system. So that's pretty cool. That's no longer a rumor at this point. I feel like that's just, I mean, I can't really say that because it's not coming from Nintendo themselves. But I would say that the magnetic Joy-Cons are pretty much confirmed. Wow, you can even see the red blinking laser in there. That's wild. You know, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw that optical laser, I thought of the camera that's in the current Joy-Con. this camera that's in the current Joy-Con is hardly ever used. I think it's used in like 1-2 Switch and like a couple other games. It's supposed to be an infrared motion camera, and that was one of the features of the Joy-Cons, and it was never used. It was like hardly ever used. I remember when they first announced the Switch, they showed that the Joy-Con could like recognize shapes, and they ended up never using it. So I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, it may be just like an extra gimmick, but it may not be utilized in games. I've completely changed my mind on that stance. I think that this might be an optical laser for this for like a mouse type of configuration on the controllers, just like the Lenovo Go. But we're gonna move past that point. Let's go over this. Let's go over Ginki, the accessory brand that has showcased their new case for the Switch 2. This is not actually the Switch 2. This is like a 3D print. But basically, these guys have been shown the dimensions by Nintendo. They know how big the Switch 2 is going to be. It's an 8-inch console. It's got... Actually, I don't know the dimensions, but I know that the screen is 8 inches. The Switch OLED has a 7-inch screen, but the Switch 2 is going to have an 8-inch screen. And then as you can see there, he's attaching the Joy-Con on magnetically. But yeah, I think it shows like in one of the shots, like compared to like the OG Switch, like this thing is pretty big compared to the OG. Look at that. Right there. That's the OG, which that's not the OLED. That's just the original, which has a 6.2-inch screen. The new model, which it looks like the buttons are bigger too. I don't know if that's final. I really want to see the Joy-Con buttons. But as you can see, the screen is quite a bit bigger. And I love it. I'm so excited that it's going to be a bigger screen. That's what I wanted. Like that. This is exactly what I wanted. I want a bigger, beefier Switch. Better graphics, better performance, bigger screen, more features. Maybe like that optical laser thing we were talking about earlier. This is great. Has it been confirmed OLED? It's actually been... Okay, so nothing's confirmed, but the rumor is that it's not going to be an OLED. It's going to be an LCD. And I was disappointed about that when I initially heard that, but it totally makes sense. If they're going to charge $400, there's no way it's going to be an OLED Switch. If it had an OLED screen in the Switch 2, it would cost like $500. It would cost a lot. The reason why they were able to do that price point at $350 with the Switch OLED is because the tech was so old at that point, the Tegra X1. The Switch is cheap to manufacture. This new one is not going to be cheap to manufacture. The Switch 2 is actually going to be pretty beefy. I mean, you know, take that with a grain of salt. This thing is not going to be doing like Lenovo Go. Like, it's not going to be pulling the same amount of power as these other handhelds. Maybe not even the same power as a Steam Deck. We'll have to see. But with those NVIDIA features like DLSS, we could see it pulling better frame rates than those other handhelds. Those other handhelds use AMD. They don't use NVIDIA. So it's like super fucking promising that Nintendo partnered with NVIDIA and we're going to get that DLSS technology in their new handheld. It's fucking awesome. So like at this point, like I need to see the system, man. I need to see it running a game. I want to know what games are coming. Oh, but all of that's been kept under wraps really well. The hardware stuff is what's hard to keep tight, but the software is definitely kept tight right now. I don't think any of that stuff's gonna get leaked. We'll see though. We'll see if any of the launch titles and stuff get leaked. I doubt it. Will we get themes? I don't know if I have it pulled up, but there was a rumor about animated themes. Nintendo Switch 2 will have features. No, this isn't it. Oh, here it is. No, I was right. Switch 2 OS has animated backgrounds. So there you go. This is a rumor, of course. Take it with a grain of salt. But guys, we had the same two themes for the entirety of the Switch. 2017 to 2025. All it was white and black. That's the only themes we got for the entirety of the Switch. I can't even believe it. When I first booted up the Switch and went to the themes, you know, when I went to that setting and saw themes, I was like, oh man, we're gonna get Mario, we're gonna get Zelda, Metroid, all the good stuff. And that's all we got was just those two basic themes. So hopefully Nintendo just goes all out. I mean, I know this is kind of like, you know, don't give them any ideas, but I would love there to be just like $5 animated backgrounds or something. Like, let me buy themes. Like, if they're not going to give us themes for free, let me buy them. I'd be down to buy like some themes. I just want different themes than fucking black and white. You know, like I just need something more. Let me catch up. What's up, Shadow King? I'm gonna wake up from my afternoon nap one day and Nintendo's gonna announce the announcement. I know, right? I thought it might even happen while I'm streaming this, but doesn't seem to be the case, guys. I think we gotta wait till tomorrow, but I don't even know. I don't know when they're good. This is Nintendo we're talking about. They're super unpredictable and they will probably stick with whatever date that they have designated. Like, we all know that the higher ups Nintendo, they probably already have this thing recorded, the announcement, and they're just waiting. I don't know when it's gonna get announced. Maybe it's this month, maybe it's next month. I don't want to sit here and act like I know anything. I'm just basically reporting on what I'm seeing. I think that this stuff has validity to it. I think that these Joy-Cons are real. I think that the motherboard is real. Like, a lot of these leaks I think are real. But when it comes to, you know, like the games and like when the console's gonna get announced, I have no idea. But wasn't there something about, by the way, here's another accessory company confirming that it's called the Switch 2. I mean, why else would they manufacture all of these and print out tempered glass screen protector for Switch 2? That's definitely going to be the name. I'm starting to think that's the name, guys. I don't think Nintendo's going to get crazy with it. I think it's just going to be called the Switch 2 at this point. I mean, look at all these accessories that are confirming it. I mean, even if you just like, look at this, like NS2 accessories. Sorry, I have so many freaking tabs open. I can't keep track of what I have up. Where was the one I had up? Here, I'm gonna close these because we went over the Lenovo Go and the mouse capability for that. It looks really fucking cool. This most likely is what the Switch 2 is going to use. The Switch 2 Joy-Con might have a mouse accessory like this. Now that I've seen this, I'm convinced. I'm pretty much convinced at this point that the Joy-Con 2, that optical laser, it's going to use something like this, where it's a FPS mode, it acts like a mouse, it's going to give you fine-tune accuracy, all that good stuff. But yeah, we went over that. Just for those tuning in, I do think that's what the optical laser is for. But shit, I had something up that I wanted to go over. I'm all over the place now. Fuck. Maybe it was in my bookmarks. Oh, here it is. Okay, so look at this. Look at this. NS2. Wireless Pro Controller for N-Switch 2. Wireless Pro Controller for N-Switch 2. I mean, you could say that that's just like a placeholder, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that's the official name. My bet is spring announcement. Where did I see? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here's an Amazon listing. This is like the most recent thing to come out. So check this out. I haven't clicked on the site. I don't know what pops up. Okay, it's some Amazon shit. It's Japanese. But if you look at the pictures, this was from an Amazon listing, and it's for a case, and it said Switch 2. Like, basically, man, I thought I had it bookmarked. Here it is. It's this brand, Lazaro. And look, it says for Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, that's like the third accessory brand to call it that. And then it says 2025. And then there was something about one of these brands, basically, like, they said that it's coming out in April. Like, they said that the system is officially coming out in April. I don't know when they're announcing this thing, but I think Genki... Yes. Here it is. All right, read this with me, y'all. Genki, who makes accessories for the Switch and other hardware, claims the Switch 2 will launch in April. It also claims their Switch 2 mock-up is based on a real Switch 2. So, basically, it's the same dimensions. They made... What do you call it? 3D printing. You know, they 3D printed this and made a replica of the Switch 2 based on the dimensions that they got from Nintendo, and basically showing like, hey, our new accessory will fit the Switch 2. So that's pretty fucking wild. And they're basically saying that April is when it's gonna come out. Damn, let's hope. I know, right? That'd be hype, dude. We get this thing in our hands in 3 months. That'd be awesome. Take this all with a grain of salt, though. I'm not trying to say that like Genki are right, but they are an accessory manufacturer, so they could be right. And it seems like they don't give a fuck. Like, Genki's just saying it how it is. They're just like, yep, this is the console, this is our accessories for it, and it's coming out in April. They also say that the optical sensor on the Joy-Con is a new feature of the Switch 2, but doesn't know what the C button is for. No one knows what the C button is for. This new button. What's up, Jovi? $20 Switch 2 announced tomorrow. Damn. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I might have to take you on that. I might have to take you on that bet. I don't think it's getting announced tomorrow, but that would be fucking awesome. Decepticon said that could be fun. I set that shit to black and kept it there for its entire life. I know, right? Yeah, honestly, if you set it to white, you might be a psychopath. Not trying to call anyone out, but like if you didn't change your Switch theme to black, you might be psychotic. Just putting that out there. Jovi said we need achievements. I'm okay with not having achievements. That's fine. If they want to do that, like third-party games, if they want to have them built in, that's fine. I've never been a trophy hunter type of guy. I'm not a trophy hunter. I don't go for 100% on like any games, so I'm like the minority. I don't know. It just depends on who you ask. I don't really care about those, so it's not like a big priority to me. One of the big priorities, in my opinion, is having like a messaging system. I don't know if they're ever going to do it because people might send inappropriate messages. But like, I want to be able to hit someone up on my Switch and be like, yo, do you want to play? Like that's, I know we have Discord now, so it's like not needed, but like we need themes. We need like a better online infrastructure where we can like talk to our friends. I know they're never going to add voice chat. They're not adding voice chat when it comes to like, just like hopping on Splatoon. They're never going to let strangers just talk to each other. It's not happening. But just a more robust, you know, online infrastructure. And then also themes, man. I said it before, but like we really badly need themes. Decepticon said spring announcement, fall release. No. Fall release? I don't agree. This thing is coming out sooner than you think. I think that I was gonna guess a summer release, like June, but now it's looking like April. I don't know. A lot of people, including myself, were thinking that it was March this year because of the March release in 2017 with the original console. But I mean, I don't know. That was kind of different back then because they were trying to rush the Switch out the door. They were trying to get rid of the Wii U. It was a complete failure commercially. So I feel like that was kind of different. But I don't know. It seems like with the Switch, they just were trying to basically get past the holiday sales, take advantage of the holiday sales, sell all the Switches as possible, and then announce the next system. Because this has actually been the longest console generation for any Nintendo hardware. Isn't that actually wild to think about? There has been no other Nintendo console that has lasted for 8 years. In March 3rd of this year, so in less than 2 months, the Nintendo Switch will be 8 years old. Let that sink in. I was in college. I was like in my early years of college when the Switch was announced or when it came out. I remembered being so hyped because I was like, fuck yeah, I can play Zelda in class. And I did. I probably did a little too much. I played way too much Switch in class, even though I shouldn't have. But I usually only did it in one of my classes, group communications, and that class was super fucking easy, so it didn't matter. But yeah, for a college student, the Switch is a perfect system, or just anyone going to school. Or if you go on your work break and you want to play while you're like grabbing a bite to eat, I used to do that at my old job. I'd get an hour off for my lunch break. I'd go get food, eat, and then I'd play on my Switch for the rest of my break. I mean, this system is so underrated when it comes to the handheld capability. I know most people play docked. I mostly played docked too, but man, is it awesome that we're getting a bigger, better Switch. Like, I think it's surprising that there's actually people out there, and it's a vocal minority. There's people out there that want a dedicated system. They just want like a PS5 equivalent, but Nintendo. And I like, really? That's what you would prefer? I'm surprised by that. But as soon as Nintendo announced that this thing was going to be a hybrid, I was all over it. And the Nintendo Switch is now one of my favorite systems of all time. John said, April is one of my vacation days. Reset 2. Looks like I might be taking a little vacation. That'd be lit, dude. 2-week vacation on the launch week of the Switch. Simba said, oh, I'm the psychopath here, or I'm lazy. So you like being blinded by a bright white light on your Switch? You know you could change it. You don't have to blind yourself. Like, the white theme is terrible. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to achievements. That'd be cool. I just don't know if Nintendo cares about achievements. They could have done it so long ago. They're really behind on that. Steam has achievements, Sony, PlayStation, Xbox. They all have that. Nintendo's the only one behind the curve on that. But Nintendo's behind the curve on a lot of online infrastructure stuff. Jovi said, for me at least, I'm just hoping for better netcode. Yeah, I honestly think that will be the case. The online's going to be better for this system. It has to be. But, you know, that will come down to a game-by-game basis. Like Smash, that's up to Sakurai if he wants to use good netcode. But, I heard that Nintendo was experimenting with using new servers, like dedicated servers. They're looking into, improving their online. Shadow King said, you know, it would be a crazy third-party showcase game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Honestly, that I could see that. Square Enix and Nintendo are very buddy-buddy. There's going to be a lot of Square Enix third-party support on the Switch too. There was already a lot of Square Enix support on the original Switch. I mean, we still got Dragon Quest III HD 2D. That game came out on Switch alongside with all the other games. Octopath Traveler was a timed exclusive for a year, or actually 2 years on the Switch. There's lots of examples of Square Enix loving the Switch and supporting it. For sure. Capcom is one of Nintendo's biggest third-party supporters. I think we're gonna see a lot more Capcom games, like the Resident Evil game. You know how all the Resident Evil games that were getting cloud versions on the Switch, that's no longer gonna be the case. I don't know if they're gonna port all of the games, but I think we'll see more of the newer Resident Evil games on Switch 2 for sure. We'll get Resident Evil 2 remake, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna port all of them, but I think like new Resident Evil games, the Monster Hunter games, those will all come over. What else do I want to cover? I can't believe I've been rambling for almost an hour. I thought I wouldn't have enough stuff to talk about, but I love the Switch, man. I could just gush about this system, and I'm so excited for the next generation. The next evolution in gaming is coming. We're working on something extraordinary for the next handheld. Genki showcasing the Switch 2 before Nintendo even announces it themselves. Check this out, by the way. There's a USB-C port on the top and the bottom. I really like that. So that'll allow you to be able to charge the Switch while it's like on its stand. So while it's on its stand, you'll be able to plug a port into the top, plug a cable into the top. That's really good design. Mario Kart 9 maybe? Yeah, man. I went over that. Yeah, I already said like they're holding on to Mario Kart and the new 3D Mario. What do you guys think they're gonna launch the system with? I turned the brightness down. Brother, you gotta turn it all the way down. Like if you have the white background on, oh god, just change it, dude. Just change it. Like, what are you doing? That's one of the first things I did when I bought my Switch. Like, immediately changed it to dark theme. Yeah, seriously, Jovi, that's what I'm saying. At nighttime, the white theme destroys your eyes. Exactly. He's wildin'. He doesn't know. Once he changes the theme, he'll be like, oh, my eyes don't hurt anymore. This is amazing. So yeah. All right, just going over some things. I'm starting to think that this dock might be real. And you know, like it's super weird how it's only showing like little parts of it. I'm starting to think that the dock is gonna have a active fan. There's gonna be some type of cooling in the Switch 2 dock. It's gonna have a fan or something, because this thing is gonna be pulling 60 watts. I was listening to, I don't know where he heard this, but Spawn Wave, shout out to Spawn Wave, he's the man. I was listening to his video earlier, and he was saying that the new power brick that's going to come with the Switch 2 is 60 watts. I believe the one that comes with the current Switch is 20 watts, like nowhere near 60. So the current charge cables that come with the Switch will not be compatible with the Switch 2. I have no idea. So basically, you're not going to be able to dock a Switch 2 and a Switch 1 dock. And you won't be able to, I don't even know if you'll be able to charge it with the old cable. But the fact that the new cable is going to use 60 watts, this thing is going to be drawing more power. It's going to be getting hotter. There's probably going to be an active cooling inside of the dock, like a fan. There's going to be a fan or something. I think so. I think so. The fact that it's drawing 60 watts is crazy. That's quite a bit for a handheld. So when it's in docked mode, this thing is probably a beast. I don't want to get people's hopes up too much, but dude, I'm thinking the Switch 2 is like actually going to be a substantial, it's going to be a substantial jump from the Switch. I really do think so. Based on everything I've seen, the NVIDIA SoC, The system on a chip, which is like the GPU, CPU that's on board, is actually quite advanced. It's made by NVIDIA. It's got 12 gigs of RAM. I don't see why this thing can't do at least PS4 level. PS4 level raw power, and then with DLSS, upscale it with AI to a better resolution, smoothed out graphics, all that good stuff. Yo, Chris, I appreciate you tuning in on YouTube. I am a jackass for not looking at the chat. I'm sorry. Sorry to all the YouTube homies out there. My bad. I really gotta pop out the chat so I can see both at the same time. Shoutouts to Chris Gamer over there. $400 is the sweet spot. That's what I'm thinking too, Chris. Prime 4 is the launch title? Damn. I mean, honestly, Prime 4 being the launch title isn't really outside of the realm of possibilities, because it doesn't necessarily have to be the only game launched. They could launch a new 3D Mario or a new Mario Kart and Metroid Prime 4. I don't see that being outside of the realm of possibility, but maybe they don't want to cannibalize sales and they will keep it just a one game. I don't know though. I'm gonna keep it real, guys. The Switch 1, I got it day one, March 3rd, 2017. It was dry at launch. I had Zelda Breath of the Wild, which was arguably all you needed because it was such a massive game. But Breath of the Wild, I had Fast RMX, and I had Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. Those were like the three games I had at launch. I think there was like Bomberman R. That was another launch title. And then like 1-2 Switch. I think I'm leaving out a couple, but like there were barely any games on Switch at launch. That is not going to be the case with Switch 2. I think there's going to be a lot of games at launch, especially third party. There's going to be like third party games ready to go, like maybe even like fucking Elden Ring or something. Like, you know, I don't know. It just depends on when everything's ready to go. They would have to be sitting on an Elden Ring port. If they are porting Elden Ring, who knows how long in development that is and everything. But it's just got me thinking, like, what games maybe would come over like day one that couldn't run on OG Switch, but can run on Switch 2. Jovi said, "Oof." Yeah, I was fucking up on YouTube. I'm still getting used to dual streaming. I apologize. But yeah, shout outs to all the homies over on YouTube. Drop that like. I'd appreciate it. They definitely have some games cooking that are going to be hype. Oh yeah, Nintendo is sitting on games. For sure. They are definitely sitting on games. They've got a new 3D Mario and a Mario Kart ready to go, I guarantee it. If it comes out in April, says Chris, that will be one hell of a birthday month for me. Yeah, for real. Dude, I'd love for it to come out in spring. That'd be fucking hype. Shadow King says shakes finger. For shame. For what? What'd I do? People are saying a new Pokemon game for launch. Pokemon Za? Legend Za? Whatever the new one is. Yeah, probably. You guys know that, like, I couldn't give less of a fuck about Pokemon. And I know, that's just me being honest. I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy. But it's like Decepticon said earlier. It doesn't matter if you hand these guys a 4090. It doesn't matter if you hand them a PS5, a Series X, a PC with a 4090 in it. They're still going to give you a crap game with shit graphics. So it is what it is. They are just completely incompetent. But if you hand someone like Retro Studios a Switch 2, the possibilities are endless. So in the right hands, this thing is going to be a beast of a handheld. If you ask me, this thing is going to be a beast of a handheld. It'll go toe to toe with a Steam Deck and all the other ones, if you ask me. Maybe not in raw specs, but with optimization, you know, because first party titles will only be built for the Switch. So they're optimized for the console. They are going to utilize DLSS, which I've brought up multiple times. It's AI upscaling, which will improve the graphics and the performance while running at a lower resolution. But it'll look like It'll look great. You won't even know that it's AI upscaling. It's gonna look great. And so with all of those things in mind, I think this thing really is gonna be a fierce competition, like for all of the gaming companies. This thing is going to sell like crazy, and anyone who thinks otherwise is crazy. This is not going to be another Wii U situation. Get the fuck out of here. This thing is going to sell like fucking hotcakes. It is going to sell like crazy, guys. Honestly, get your pre-orders in. When Nintendo announces this console, get to a store immediately. Get on your phone, get to a store. You need to pre-order this console. It is going to be hard to get. If it's anything like the original Switch or the PS5, it is going to be very, very high in demand, low in supply. They're probably going to manufacture more Switches than they did originally. The original Switch, they manufactured 3 million units for the entire world, which is not enough. It sold out so quick. Hopefully they aim much higher. Now knowing how successful the Switch is and like carrying the momentum of the success of the Switch, they can totally do that. You know? They're gonna hopefully have more consoles and people are gonna buy them up like crazy. Simba said they're gonna launch it with some party game, I bet. What? I'm sorry, what? You know, Mario Party Jamboree just came out like a couple months ago. So do you mean a Mario Party? I'm confused. Jacob said, "Sup, man? Just lurking. Had our baby this morning. I've been up for like 30 hours. Yo, Jacob, congratulations, man. That's insane, bro. Yo, that's gonna be a lot of responsibility, man. You're gonna be up all night. You're gonna have to deal with the crying baby. But yo, did you already know like the gender and everything? Is it a boy or a girl? Congrats to Jake, and man, he's a daddy. Our homie is a daddy. No, I meant like a Switch 2 type of thing. Okay, so what's that game called? Clubhouse Games? Like Clubhouse Games 2? That could be a thing. Clubhouse Games 2, or I don't know, just some type of first party. Yeah, I could see that, Simba. You right. I thought you meant Mario Party. Sorry. When I read party, that was the first thing my mind went to. They could make a 1-2 switch type of game, but we don't need it. They can keep it. But if they want to make a Clubhouse Games 2, that would be awesome. I like Clubhouse Games. What's up, Nindy? Nintendo Land 2. God, no. Please, no. No, I've heard Nintendo Land is fun. I've never played it with friends or anything. I'm sure it's a fine game. The reason why Nintendo Land like pisses me off is because it had Metroid in it. It had Metroid in Nintendo Land, and then we never got a Metroid game on Wii U, and that just always rubbed me the wrong way. But hey, at least they included Metroid, right? At least it got included. No, LOL, I'm not that delirious to call a new Mario Party just as this one came out. Yeah, okay. Just making sure, brother. Just wanted you to clarify. All right, is there anything else I wanted to cover? I've got some more tabs here, I think. Oh, here we go, launch title prediction. So I think Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart 10, whatever they end up calling it, this is a very likely launch title for Switch 2. Since we kind of went over the hardware and everything, guys, I went on about the hardware for like an hour. I guess, yeah, I think now we should move on to software. What do you guys think is going to launch on the Nintendo Switch 2 like day one? Call it Mario Kart Infinite? No. They could do that. But no, I'm being serious. Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 10, whatever they decide to call the next Mario Kart. That's probably a Switch 2 launch title, right? Mario Kart 9 or 10? 9 is my guess. Xenoblade Chronicles X? Oh, does Xenoblade Chronicles X not have a release date? March 20th? Interesting. Okay, no, this has nothing to do with the launch of Switch 2, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe. No, this is a Nintendo Switch game. This is a Switch game. This has nothing to do with the Switch 2, in my opinion. If the leaks, you know, if these guys are right, I know I'm like clicking around like crazy. Sorry, but if Genki, the accessory manufacturer, is correct, that means that it will launch in April. So I think this coming out in March, it means nothing, you know? It has no correlation with the Switch 2, in my opinion. I think that's just a regular old Switch remaster. And I'm sure people are excited for it. Shout outs to the Xenoblade fans. But in regards to the conversation about Switch 2 launch titles, I don't think it's related. Now, Pokemon Legends ZA? Maybe. This is rumored to come out this year, right? Yeah, I could see this being a launch title. This would not get me to buy a Switch 2. I would buy a Switch 2 for Prime 4 or the new Mario Kart or a new 3D Mario. I would not buy it for the new Pokemon, but honestly, I'm gonna be real. I'm buying this thing no matter what. They could have Pokemon Legends ZA as like the only new game and I'm still buying this thing. I want to be able to play my old Switch games at like a better resolution. That'd be lit. I don't know if that'll be the case. I don't know if it's going to be like upgraded Switch games across the board, but it is going to be backwards compatible. So kind of just want to get it. This song's cool. I'm going to play something else though. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Definitive Edition. I would not like that. But Prime 4. This is also a realistic one. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, Mario Kart, new 3D Mario, or Prime 4. Nindy said it does, March 25th. Yeah, it's got a release date already. So, if that game's already dated, there's no way it's going to be a launch title. In my opinion. This is all speculation, of course. They just have to rotate the 8 by 90 degrees. Yes, Shadow King, we have heard the meme, bro. We get it. Metroid Prime Collection for Switch 2? I don't think they should lock that behind Switch 2. I think that everyone should be able to enjoy the Prime games. Like, why would the collection only be for Switch 2? When this game is confirmed to be cross-gen. All the Prime games are going to be cross-gen. This game is coming to Nintendo Switch 1, like OG Switch. So that leads me to believe that Prime 2 and 3 will also drop on Switch. But I don't know when. Guys, at this point, I'm starting to think that Prime 2 and 3 are not coming to Switch. As sad as that makes me, as sad as I feel saying that, Prime 2 and 3 are nowhere to be seen. Not speaking of Prime. Man, I just want to play Prime 4 so fucking bad, man. I need this game. And if they add like a fucking optical laser mouse, like a mouse configuration for the Joy-Con with Prime 4, oh god, I would jizz my pants. But honestly, I would just jizz my pants playing this game in general. I need this game, bro. Just playing this on like dual stick you know, like the dual stick configuration that they did for Prime 1 Remastered. I want to play Prime 4 like that. But if we could also get that like mouse thing, oh, that'd be so cool, bro. That'd be so lit. Hey, yo, I'm just being awesome. I'm just being honest, guys. I'm just being honest. This is the game. Retro Studios are cooking. Dude, like, guys, the Retro Studios are absolutely fucking cooking up peak. They are not going to let us down. This game is going to be incredible. So I'm just keeping it real. Decepticon said it would go hard. It would go so hard. Jovi said, I'm taking probably a few days off when Prime 4 comes out. Me too, dude. I'm calling off work. I don't usually call off work for games, but Prime 4 is a special one. Oh, Jacob said it's a boy. Congratulations, man. I'm sure that's what you wanted. I'm sure that's what you wanted, Jacob. Congrats, bro. Hope everything's going well. Chris said, I think Metaphor is going to be there at launch since Switch 1 couldn't run it. That would depend on how long Atlas has been working on a Switch port. Like, that would mean that they would have to have been developing that game. They would, let me try to say this correctly. They would have to have been developing Metaphor alongside the Switch 2, and I just don't see that. Maybe we'll get Metaphor in like a year, or maybe we'll get it later this year. That would be fucking dope. But I just don't see that. Like, I even threw out the idea of like Elden Ring coming to Switch like day one. FromSoft would have to have been working on on a Switch 2 build. You know, you don't just hit a button and then magically you got a Switch 2 port. So they would have had to have been working on that for a while now. Even with the new hardware, that's not an easy feat to just port a big game like Elden Ring to Switch 2. That would take work. That would take development. And I'm not even trying to undermine what you guys are saying. I think what you guys are saying is logical. Like, absolutely. Like, Persona 5 Royal could run on Switch. Metaphor was too demanding, so it couldn't. So then, yes, it would be logical that Metaphor would come to the next gen Switch. Absolutely. I just don't know about the timing. I don't know about it coming their launch day. That's all. I could see Metaphor coming later, kind of like Persona 5 drop for Switch. Exactly, Decepticon. That's what I was thinking. Is that, like, if they are going to port it over, they're working on it, and it's not ready. It's not ready. But yeah, it sounds like you guys are saying Mario Kart. I agree. I honestly think it would be safe to bet on Mario Kart being there day one. And I'll be excited, dude. If this game ends up feeling a lot different from Mario Kart 8, I will be so happy. I hate to sound like a negative Nancy, but I hate Mario Kart 8. I am tired of that game. I do not want to play Mario Kart 8 anymore. I know it sounds like, goddamn, Hunter's been taking too many blue shells, too many Bowser shells. Yes, I have, okay? And I'm just tired of playing that game. I'm so tired of Mario Kart 8. We've been playing it since Wii U. I used to go over to my friend's house and play it on his Wii U. Like, bro, we need a new Mario Kart, like ASAP, day one. I need it. So, and if it ends up, if there's like a new gimmick or it just like feels way different than Mario Kart 8, I'll be so fucking happy, man. Jovi said 8 is objectively great. Oh, it's arguably the best in the series. Mario Kart 8 is the GOAT. It's great. I think I put 200 hours in it. I'm just so tired of it. I don't think I've played any Mario Kart game as long as I have 8. So I'm just tired of it. It's just like Ultimate. Like, I still love Smash Ultimate, but I'm getting kind of tired of that game too. We need a new Smash Bros as well. I'd love there to be a new Smash game at launch, but nah, we're not going to get a new Smash until next year, 2027 or something. Probably, maybe even not that, like, maybe even longer. Who knows? Sakurai might cook up a a Kid Icarus game or a completely different project before he makes a Smash game. I don't know. There's a lot of money on the line when it comes to Smash. But yeah, we need a new Smash game and we need a new Mario Kart. I'm surprised we got Splatoon 3 so early. Like, you would think we'd be like, yeah, we need a new Splatoon game, but no, they did that. We already got a new Splatoon game and it was awesome. So Splatoon 3 dropped a lot sooner than I thought it would. I thought that they would wait, but to be fair, Splatoon 2 dropped in 2017. Sometimes I forget how old the second game is. So yeah, maybe we'll get Splatoon 4 in like a couple years. Sakurai is working on something, so maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking he's working on a totally different game, something like Kid Icarus, a different Nintendo IP, or a completely original IP. I don't know. What do I want in the next Mario Kart? That's a good question, Decepticon. I want a new gimmick. Like, I thought that the anti-gravity in Mario Kart 8, I thought it was great, but they underutilized it. So yeah, I just want like a new, I know that sounds like kind of cliche, but I just want something like a new gimmick, something like totally new. I thought the anti-gravity was great, but yeah, no, I don't know specifically. I'm not creative enough to come up with like a new gimmick. I'll leave that to Nintendo. They're extremely creative, so I know they'll come up with something new. But yeah, I guess that kind of explains it. I want a good battle mode. I want a battle mode that's kind of like Mario Kart 64 battle mode, like something that's replayable and actually fun. Like, I love the battle mode of Mario Kart 64, but I don't really love it in Mario Kart 8, and I don't really know why that is. The maps, they need to make better maps for the battle mode. The online, they need to work on the online. Mario Kart 8 has pretty good online, but they need to make it easier to join friends. Just like have a friends list pop up. If someone's racing, you should be able to pull up a friends list and just join their game. I want something like that. I want an online infrastructure to where you could just join someone's race or join their lobby, and then you'll join in on the next race. Invites, like have in-game invites for Mario Kart. I want that. Oh yeah, Jovi, absolutely. Bring back bosses. Bring back a mission mode. I almost forgot to say that. I really want a mission mode, just like in Mario Kart DS. We really need that. We really need a mission mode. Sorry, I'm just texting my friend. We need a mission mode. It needs to come back. I don't know if it will, and it's not really a necessity, but I would love to see it. I want more content. They gave us a shit ton of maps. They gave us a shit ton of tracks. They actually really delivered on the tracks in Mario Kart 8. They were really good, and there were tons of them. That was good. I want more modes. I want a mission mode. I want the bosses, like Jovi said. I want a more fleshed out battle mode. Like, I want a better battle mode. I want it to be legendary, like the Mario Kart 64 battle mode, where we like actually want to run that shit back over and over again. Like, because I've noticed like people, when I'm playing Mario Kart with people, they love the battle mode in 64, but we never end up playing the battle mode on 8. So I wonder why that is. It's got to be the maps. The maps in Mario Kart 64 are just amazing for the battle mode. That's probably why. But yeah, mission mode, bosses, in-game invites, being able to join lobbies off your friends list, stuff like that. That's what I want to see in the next Mario Kart. Just making sure I caught up with all the comments. Yeah, shoutouts to Jake and Decepticon. That's a big step. That's a step that I'm not ready for personally. I'm still enjoying the bachelor life. All right. I think a story mode for Mario Kart would be cool. Yeah, like kind of like the mission mode. Kind of like the mission mode. Yeah, like it doesn't necessarily have to be a story mode, but like, yes, like a single player mode. Like there needs to be more of like a single player mode. But yeah, if they want to go all out and make it like an actual story mode, that would be awesome. I don't see that though. That would be very ambitious. They would have to make a story mode for every character. So there's no way. Because I was thinking, how would they do that? They'd have to make a story for Mario, Luigi, Peach. No, that's probably not going to happen. But a single player mode, like a mission mode or something, yes, we need that. We definitely need a single player mode besides just running cups. Don't get me wrong, I love running cups in Mario Kart 8. I think I almost got all of them. I think I almost did all the, remember how it has like the 3 cups? It shows you if you got like the perfect on every single cup. I was doing that. I love doing that. But we need a mission mode, something more single player oriented. And then yeah, I wish I had more to talk about with Pokemon Legends ZA, but to be fair, like just to be straight up honest with you guys, no bullshit, I just don't care, man. I don't care about this game. Like, I hope it's good. I hope it's like Legends Arceus and it's actually fun. Because like Legends Arceus is the only Pokemon game that I've actually enjoyed. I did not like Sword and Shield. I tried Scarlet and Violet and I hated it and put it down. Like, Game Freak sucks. I'm sorry, but they have just completely lost me as a customer. They have shown me that they are incompetent and cannot make a good game. But listen, I'm also starting to realize I'm not the demographic. Game Freak is not making games for people like me. I'm almost 30. I'm 29 years old. I'm getting older. These games are not for me. The difficulty is way too low. Every time I played Sword, I felt like I was being babied. I felt like my hand was being held the entire time. Maybe that's because it's for kids. It's clearly a kid's game, and that's okay. It's not for me. Pokemon games are not for me. And hey, if there's people listening in right now that are adults and you like Pokemon, there's nothing wrong with that. And like, the trading cards are cool and everything. I'm not even hating on that. I just don't like the games anymore, personally. I think that Gen 1 through 4 slap. That's around when I stopped playing them, was the DS games. I love Fire Red. I love Yellow, Emerald, Gold. Like, Heart Gold is the GOAT. I fucking love Pokemon Heart Gold. I have like over 50 hours on my save file on that game. I do like this franchise. I just don't like the new ones, man. Decepticon said, same, man. I kind of dropped off Pokemon years ago. Yeah, same here, man. And like, I feel like a lot of us have just started playing Atlas games instead. If you want to play something similar to Pokemon, like a turn-based ARPG, just play Persona. Just play Shin Megami Tensei. They're so similar, and they're better, in my opinion. It's all subjective at the end of the day, and some of the monster designs, especially the original monster designs of Pokemon, are absolutely iconic. I love Geodude. I love Pikachu, Charmander. They're great. I love the character and you know, the monster designs. You can't take that away from Pokemon. The monster designs are great. They're iconic. But man, Persona has those too, where you can collect the different demons and assign them to your team and strategize off different elements, you know, like fire and ice and all that stuff. So it's like, why bother playing Pokemon when I could just play Persona? I much prefer those games. I thought Shin Megami Tensei 5 was amazing. Like, I love Shin Megami Tensei 5 on the Switch. I played it all the way through and beat it. I thought it was great. And you know the thing about SMT5? It's hard. It's not an easy game. It absolutely whooped my ass. Shin Megami Tensei 5, like Shadow King, and some of you guys were here when I first streamed SMT5. It took me like 10 tries to beat the first boss, and I loved it. I like, seriously, I enjoyed the difficulty. That's what I'm looking for in an RPG. I want to be challenged. And so when I boot up Pokemon and I'm looking for that challenge, it doesn't deliver whatsoever. So it is what it is. They're just not for me anymore. Simba said, yeah, okay, I see your take on that. Also, I love the mission mode in DS. Hell yeah, Simba. I'm glad that you've played Mario Kart DS. It's a great game. I love Mario Kart DS. And the mission mode is legendary. By the way, if you want to feel old, let me tell you this bit of information. The Nintendo DS is 20 years old. That made me feel so fucking old, bro. So this happened in November and I didn't realize it. But yeah, November 21st, the Nintendo DS turned 20 fucking years old. I mean, I'm starting to feel like I'm ancient over here, dude. All of my childhood consoles are starting to become retro. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm getting old. 2 3-inch LCDs. 256 by 192 pixels. Ah, the good old days. The DS was badass, man. I loved this console. The online capabilities, the touch screen. This thing was amazing, man. The DS was a game changer, guys. This thing came out way before the iPhone, way before app games and all the stuff that kids nowadays play and like casuals and stuff. They weren't playing app games back in 2004. They were playing Nintendo DS. That's why this thing sold like over 154 million units. This thing was a trailblazer in every sense of the word. Like, and honestly, what's crazy about this thing, we're listening to Metroid Fusion right now. The Game Boy Advance was not even old at this point. I think it was like 3 years old or something. Like, it's like we didn't even feel like it was, 2001. I mean, this was like the shortest generation for a handheld ever. I remember getting the Game Boy Advance SP and then feeling like, whoa, we're already getting the DS. We're already getting it. And I'm sure my parents weren't very happy about it because I asked for it for Christmas. I was like, I need the Nintendo DS, and I got one. Pretty sure I got it for Christmas 2004. I got a Mario Kart 8, or sorry, Mario Kart DS Red. Let me see if I can find it. I got the Mario Kart edition. Yes, dude. I wish I still had this thing. It was the fat ass. It was the fat boy Nintendo DS. Y'all remember these? The GameCube is 23 years old. Dude, that's old as fuck. It's retro. Like, seriously. That was your first console? Legendary first console, Jovi. Very based. My first console was the N64. And the Super Nintendo. Decepticon said the thick DS. I know, right? The thick DS. This was the fat boy DS. You could barely fit this in your pocket. I remember putting it in my back pocket a lot. This was the DSi. Like, I never got a Lite, by the way. Like, did anyone here have a DS Lite? I never had one of these, and they were so much better. They were so much more ergonomic. They could actually fit in your pocket. Jovi, you had the DS Lite? Nice. So you got it a few years after. Bro, it felt like I was one of the only people with a fat DS. Back in the day, I was one of the only people with like a fat DS, with like one of the launch DS's. Me and my cousin had it though. My cousin Tyler, he had a silver DS. No, it looked like the fat one. It looked like this, but it was silver. He had a fat boy, and I had the red one. But everyone else that I knew, like, that I would game with, like at school and stuff, they all had DS Lites. I felt like one of the only people besides me and my cousin who had just an original DS. Look, this thing looks awesome, by the way. The light just looks so clean. So much more ergonomic. Even though the original DS is comfortable, it's just bulky. It didn't fit in your pocket. I remember the shitty stylus and terribly backlit screen. You know, back then, It wasn't shitty to me. It wasn't terribly backlit to me. It was perfect, damn it. I didn't even know that it was terribly backlit. No, I remember that. I remembered like hitting the max brightness and being like, fuck, can it go higher? No, for sure, for sure. It did not get bright enough. You're absolutely right, Decepticon. You're not wrong. It did not get bright enough. So the DS Lite did have a brighter screen, right? Didn't it have a brighter screen than the OG? I think it did. It was called the Lite because it was like lighter weight. But something tells me that like one of the things that they were saying was that it had brighter screens than the original. I could be wrong. But yeah. The Lite had a brighter screen and I believe bigger too. Word. Here, let's look at the wiki. Oh, it's only slightly bigger, 3.12 instead of 3 inches. But yes, they were brighter. I remembered them being brighter. Oh man, new Super Mario Bros. DS. That's a banger. That game sold 30 million units. My God. Banger game. I remember getting that Christmas morning and playing the hell out of the Metroid Prime Hunter demo. Yes, me too. And I remember being disappointed because I was like, oh my fucking God, you can play Prime on the go? I was like, holy shit, it's a Metroid Prime game on the go. And I thought it was amazing graphically. I don't think I can preface enough like how graphically impressive Metroid Prime Hunters was on the DS. Back when that came out, I was mind blown by the graphics. I couldn't believe it was running on a handheld, but I did not like the controls. I remembered being impressed by the graphics, but hating the controls. And I've always hated the controls. Just being bluntly honest, I don't like the controls of Metroid Prime Hunters, but it's a great looking game. And you know what sucks is I didn't have the full game, so I never played the online. RGT85, he's a YouTuber. He always goes on about his days on Metroid Prime Hunters online. I missed out on all of that. I wish I played that game online. Oh, the online was the shit. Oh, you played it too, dude? I missed out, man. I played Mario Kart DS a lot online. So it's not like I didn't play my DS online. I did. I just didn't play Metroid Prime Hunters because I played the demo, was floored by the graphics, but did not like the controls. So I never asked for it for Christmas or anything, which is wild because I asked for every Metroid game. I asked for Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, but Other M and fucking Prime Hunters, I was like, nope. Which makes sense because those weren't developed by Nintendo or Retro Studios, to be fair. But I did miss out on Prime Hunters for sure. I missed out on the online. I'll admit that. Probably didn't get to experience the greatness. Decepticon said, the thing is, I want to like the games because I love the world of Pokemon and the lore, but the games feel so broken and cheap. Absolutely. They should be so much higher budget, but they don't care. They make millions of dollars. They don't care. So if you guys want the Pokemon games to get better, stop buying them. I did. I stopped buying them, but no one's gonna stop buying them. They're gonna continue to sell 20 to 30 million copies every time. There's nothing you can do. Pokemon is too big to fail. I know you guys have probably heard that phrase before. I think it applies to Pokemon. I think Pokemon is literally too big to fail. They could put up the most broken piece of shit game, it's still gonna sell. I mean, look at Scarlet and Violet. Those were broken pieces of shit. So, anyways, moving on. Jovi said, I like running cups, but having to do it with all the CC speeds was draining. Yeah, I don't even bother with 50 CC. But yeah, we should get more single player stuff in the new Mario Kart. That'd be cool. Simba said, my first console was a Wii. Okay. I was given a DS from my sister, which was an absolutely go-to gift. Very nice, Simba. Wii and DS was a good era. Not my favorite of the Nintendo eras. I love GameCube and GBA, and then N64 and Game Boy Color. I have a soft spot for those. But Wii and DS was really fucking solid. It really was. I mean, I just went on about the DS. I love this system. Even though I'm not in love with like the touchscreen controls on like the Zelda games and like the shoehorned controls, I'm not in love with. But the library is there, man. The library was great. New Super Mario Bros. Pokemon Heart Gold. The Mario and Luigi games. Bro. Partners in Time. I could go on and on. This system had a great library. I'm gonna say something controversial. This thing had a better library than the Wii. I'm saying it. Hot take. I don't really love the library of the Wii. I think it's solid, but it's not like amazing. I think the library of the DS shines more than the library of the Wii. Like there's more consistent bangers. That's just my opinion though. I'm such a hater on the Wii. It's not my favorite of Nintendo's. I'll admit it had good games, but not the strongest of Nintendo's catalog, the Wii. Decepticon said 100% agreed. DS had one of the strongest libraries of any system. Hell yeah. That's what I think. I would agree. Chris said, hell yeah, give me Kid Icarus Uprising 2, Sakurai. That'd be lit. That would be lit. What's up, Geronimo? The DS Fat. Yes, the Fat Boy DS. Did you also have that one growing up, Geronimo? I felt like I was one of the only people with a non-DS Lite. I had the Fat Boy DS, and I loved it. It was bright red, and I put stickers on it. Like, bro, can I find the stickers that came with it? Oh, dude, there's some of them right there. I put big old fire stickers on it. Oh, I need to see the stickers now. Yes, dude, this is it. Sorry, this is super nostalgic for me. Bro, you can buy these? $30 is a lot. This is what it came with. So I put those flames on each side. I think I put the Nintendo sticker too. But yeah, these stickers were dope, man. It came, by the way, these stickers came with the Mario Kart DS edition. It came with this console. Yep, I remember the speed limit sign. I think I had that. I think I had the 165 speed limit on my DS. Oh man, so fucking nostalgic. I remember playing this thing on the school bus, and I would like picto chat with my friend. Oh my goodness, the nostalgia, bro. You could picto chat with people that were in your proximity. You didn't even need online. It was just like proximity, just being close. And I would picto chat and send them like stupid doodles and messages. Dude, picto chat was awesome, right? Like this was before texting. I don't even know if texting was a thing. Like this thing was so revolutionary. It's unbelievable. This was before smartphones. Okay, no, texting was a thing. No. We had SMS texting. But like there were no smartphones. Like there weren't the kind of phones that we're used to today. Like we had flip phones and they could text like SMS. But like as kids, I think I was 9 when this system came out. I was not old enough to have a cell phone. So like having picto chat and being able to wirelessly chat with people, it was mind blowing. It was mind blowing because I was not old enough to have a cell phone yet. It was crazy. Oh, my bad. Simba said, bro, I was going ham on Wii Sports and Mario Kart Wii. Mario Kart Wii is goated. I'm gonna say another hot take. Mario Kart Wii is better than Double Dash. I know a lot of people will not agree with that. You guys can totally think I'm wrong. That's fine. Like I think the majority of Mario Kart fans would disagree with me on that. But like, I love Mario Kart Wii. I think it's better than Double Dash. It's one of the best Mario Kart games out there. It's fantastic. And then obviously Wii Sports. Bro, Wii fucking Sports. That shit was a phenomenon. It was, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing Wii Sports. Like, you would go to a retirement home and there'd be some grandmas playing fucking tennis. You would go over to anyone's house and they would have a Wii underneath their TV and they would break out Wii Sports, man. This shit was a, yeah, it's objective. Seriously, like, this thing was a phenomenon. Like, the Nintendo Switch is very popular. Like, it's awesome how Nintendo has had a total comeback. They are back, baby. Like, they are on top of their game. They fell off with the Wii U, but they're back. And yeah, like, the Wii was so fucking popular, man. And like, this was included with the system. And I just remembered it just flying off the shelves. They were sold out. You would have to spend like $500 just to get a Wii. My grandma ended up having to pay a scalper to get me a Wii. That's how rough it was. She got me a Wii with Twilight Princess. I got Twilight Princess and I got Wii Sports because it was included, obviously. And those were like the best launch titles, man. Those were really good launch titles. I think one of the best launch titles of all time is, like, obviously Super Mario 64. I would even say like Zelda Breath of the Wild. But like, the Wii actually had a really solid launch. Including Wii Sports was a genius move. Including this game was absolute genius. I don't know if someone could correct me on this if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that it was actually he used to be Reggie Fils-Aimé, the old CEO of Nintendo of America. He was the one to make that call. Someone could correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that I'm getting that right. Reggie Fils-Aimé was the one to make the call on Wii Sports being a pack-in title. Like, apparently, like, he fought for it and like told Nintendo of Japan this needs to be an included title, and it was, and it absolutely flew off the shelves because of it. It was so smart to do that. Such a smart move, right? Is 9 better than Wii though? What, as far as Mario Kart 9, we'll have to see. Shadow King said, in my opinion, a lot of those shoehorned in controls were probably because of Miyamoto. Because remember, he shoehorned in those terrible controls for Star Fox Zero. It wasn't just Miyamoto. There were so many third-party developers putting stupid shit in. I remember playing a Naruto game. It was Naruto Ninja Council, and it was on the DS. And they had me blowing in the fucking microphone to do a fireball jutsu. That's not even a Nintendo game. Like, I'm telling you, like, all of them were doing stupid stuff like that. Like, I'm talking about a total third-party licensed game, like a Naruto game. They were doing dumb stuff like blowing into the microphone. It was not Miyamoto. It was just people just taking advantage of the feature set and trying to make the controls revolve around the features. But yeah, some of that shit was gimmicky, man. Like the microphone definitely didn't need to be a thing with the controls. But I don't know, you could say Miyamoto, maybe he had a hand with the touchscreen or the microphone. I'm not sure, man. I have no idea. Miyamoto, he's not even like a developer. He's an ideas guy. He's an ideas guy. Blowing on your DS in public was crazy. I know. I was doing fireball jutsus out in public. Looking crazy. Looking silly. But yeah, guys, I was just going over Nintendo's old stuff. Man, Shout out to everyone watching the stream. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these just chatting type of streams. They're really fun. I'm enjoying chatting with you guys and talking about Nintendo. We went over the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff for a while, like the first like hour and a half, and now we're just kind of going over legacy Nintendo stuff like the Wii. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Shout out to everyone who's here. Yeah, it's just got me thinking, like, you know, the Switch launched with Breath of the Wild, which was a great move, by the way. I think Breath of the Wild is one of the best launch titles ever. I really do think that. But the Switch 2, what on earth could be the launch title for the Switch 2, man? Is it going to be multiple games? What do you guys think? Is it going to be Mario Kart just by itself? Or is it going to be Mario Kart with Metroid Prime 4? And something else? Like, I agree with Simba. There might be some type of like weird party game that we're not expecting, just like a brand new like first party game. We could see something like that, but then are we gonna see something along with that and Mario Kart and Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon? Like, I'm just trying to gauge like what kind of launch is this gonna be. Is it going to be kind of dry at first? I don't think so. I don't think this is going to be a dry launch at all. I think it's going to be heavy. I think there's going to be tons of bangers. I think Nintendo has been gearing up for this system for a long time. The reason why 2024 was not that strong was because it was mostly remakes or remasters, you know? Like, that's kind of stuff that's just like at the end of its lifespan for the Switch. They're saving the good stuff for Switch 2, without a doubt. Metroid Prime 4 has just been in development for so long that we know about it, but like there's other games that they just haven't even told us yet. It's crazy. Jovi said my local YMCA had Wii Sports. Exactly. Yeah. I think that there was like a extracurricular class at my school that had, like, they would break out the Wii and play Wii Sports for exercise and shit. Different times, man. Crazy time. The Wii was an absolute phenomenon. It was a legendary console. Not one of my favorites, but I definitely have to admit its impact. Its impact on the gaming industry was huge. Xbox and PlayStation started copying them. It was wild. And you know what? When the Wii came out, I thought it was the future of gaming. I thought we were just going to switch to motion controls. And it's kind of funny how that didn't pan out. We went right back to stick controls. But now we might go to like optical laser with like a mouse configuration. Maybe we'll do that. That'd be so cool, dude. I really want that to be the case. At first I was really skeptical and didn't think that that was accurate. I'm starting to think that's the case. This thing is like some type of mouse configuration for the Joy-Con, so that you can basically use it just like a mouse. You know? That would be fucking cool. I would love that. So yeah, that's another control scheme that would be great. You know, like mouse and keyboard is great. I think dual stick controls are great. I'm not the biggest motion control guy, I'll admit it. So it's kind of funny how I thought that motion controls were like the future, and then no, didn't seem to be the case. But we do have like gyro controls. We have gyro controls on games like Splatoon and stuff, and I've actually gotten used to the gyro controls on Splatoon, and it is better than just using the sticks. It's more accurate. Shadow King said, bro, no shade to Miyamoto, but those quirky controls were probably his idea. Maybe, but I wouldn't put all the blame on him. He's not the only weird, quirky guy at Nintendo. All the people that work in the development sector, like the R&D sector for the hardware, they're all crazy creative. Very creative. Yo, welcome in, Chris. home from work now so I can talk on Twitch. Hell yeah. So my bad for missing your messages. I am a head ass. But yeah, we had some homies over on YouTube. I appreciate that. Decepticon said, I'm hoping for Prime 4 and then, yeah, maybe a party game a la Switch 1-2 Switch, but hopefully good. Yeah, or like a Clubhouse Games. Like maybe Clubhouse Games 2. That'd be cool. Jovi said, I could see them doing 2 games on launch and some others later in the year. That's what I'm thinking too, Jovi. 2 to 3 games that are first party, and then a ton of other, like tons of third party. There's going to be a lot of third party games ready to go on Switch 2. I don't know about Elden Ring and like big stuff, but I think they're going to be like some Capcom games, Square Enix, like the strong third party partners of Nintendo. They're going to have stuff ready for Switch 2 launch, and they'll have their stuff alongside the first party stuff. But yeah, I would agree. I think there's going to be at least 2 to 3 first party titles launch day for the next system. And you know what? Maybe Prime 4 is one of them. Like, God, that would be so sick if Prime 4 and Mario Kart were the launch titles. How amazing would that be? Mario Kart 9 and Prime 4. Yes. Sign me the fuck up. I don't know if that's going to be the case. This game might get delayed, man. You know, it doesn't have a set date, so it's not technically delayed, but I would expect this game, if you asked me right now or like a couple months ago, I would have guessed March, April, spring, like a spring release for Prime 4. Now, I have no idea if it's going to be a launch title or not. I would like it to be, but and Nintendo, I have to give Nintendo a lot of credit. They've been doing a really good job of marketing Metroid and getting people into the series. They've been doing their best. I really do think so. They put the older Metroid games like Fusion and Zero Mission, they finally put those on the GBA app. I was really happy to see those. They put Prime Remastered. They gave us a brand new Metroid game with Dread, and they marketed the fuck out of Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread launched alongside with the Switch OLED. Some of you guys remember, but some don't. The Metroid Dread launched the same day as the OLED. It was October 8th, 2021. So like that was the perfect game to showcase the OLED screen, and they pushed it. So like I love it. I think Nintendo's doing a great job of pushing this franchise. There's just too many people sleeping on it, man. Nintendo's doing their part. Everyone else has to do their part, and they have to try Metroid, man. Do not sleep on this game. If you have to, play through all the games before it comes out. But like, I don't even think you necessarily have to for the 2D games. If you want to dive into a 2D Metroid right now, go play Metroid Dread. Go play Zero Mission, go play Super Metroid, whatever. I played Metroid Fusion as my very first game. It doesn't really matter which one you play first. Just try it. See if you like it. Jovi said, hell yeah, the first game I played on the OLED. Absolutely, same here. I'll never forget booting up the title screen. Like the title screen on Metroid Dread is amazing. And it's completely black. So when you boot it up on the Switch OLED, it's a completely black background, and then it like pops in. Oh, it looks so fucking cool, man. I love Dread. And it perfectly showcases that screen. But anyways, yeah, more people need to play Metroid, man. I don't even think it's Nintendo's fault at this point. I think they're doing a great job of pushing this franchise, making new games, and garnering interest for the series. A lot of people try Metroid just because of Smash Bros. Just because Samus and Zero Suit Samus and Smash Bros. I love it. I tried Metroid because of Smash 64. There were no Metroid games on N64. I could have played Super Metroid, but I just wasn't like hip to the Super Nintendo like that at the time. I just had the games that I had. I had Donkey Kong Country 2, Yoshi's Island. I didn't have Super Metroid for some reason. So I played Samus in Smash 64, and I loved her. I thought she was one of the most badass characters in the game. And Sorry, my friend's being really annoying. He's on his way over here, and I keep trying to ask him ETA, and he keeps saying the amount of time left until he gets here. And then I open his message, and it's from 5 minutes ago, so it's like no longer the correct time. Oh my god, just tell me the ETA. He's a freaking head ass. Sorry. But going on to what I was saying, I tried Smash 64, loved it, played Samus, loved it. It got me interested in Metroid. I saw that like the only thing available is Super Metroid, so I was like, shit, I'll just have to wait for Metroid Prime. Got Metroid Prime and fell in love. It was history ever since. Tried Metroid Prime, loved it, and then I got Metroid Fusion, loved it, and it was history. You just gotta try them. Seriously. Metroid 2 was my first game ever played. That's fucking lit, dude. At the time when Metroid 2 came out, it was impressive for a Game Boy game, like an OG Game Boy game. It didn't age very well, but I could totally see it being fun back then. The problem is that Metroid is probably intimidating for the casual. It probably is, and then the other issue is the fact that it's like so far along. Like it's such an old franchise. So people are like, oh, Prime 4? Oh, I haven't played the others. I haven't played the other games. And it is so fucking frustrating that Nintendo still hasn't put Prime 2 and 3. How the hell am I supposed to recommend this trilogy to people and they can't even play it? Like, Nintendo, I want to smash my monitor right now just talking about this. Where the fuck is Prime 2 and 3 remastered, man? Talking about this has actually just triggered me. I need to calm down. But dude, where the fuck are Prime 2 and 3 so people can play them? I just beat Prime 3 a couple months ago on my Wii U. I had to break out the Wii U. I don't know when Nintendo is dropping these games, so I just decided to play them on my own because at this point, I don't even know if they're coming to the Switch. I think it's awesome that we got Prime remastered on Switch. I love the remake. It looks incredible. But man, I don't even care if Prime 2 and 3 don't look that good. We just need some type of way to play Prime 2 and 3 on Switch so people can catch up. It's intimidating for former developers as well. Not for Retro. Retro said, sign me up, we're ready. You put this series in the right hands and it shines. Give it to Retro Studios, it absolutely shines. But yeah, Shadow King, I think you're referencing so Nintendo tried to get a development team to make a Metroid game for the N64 and no one wanted to make it. No one thought that they could make a game as good as Super Metroid or even close to as good as Super Metroid, so they didn't want to do it. No one wanted to make a Metroid game on N64. And they also didn't know how to do it. Miyamoto, he didn't know if he wanted to make it first person or 3D or over the shoulder, whatever. It, like, the limitations of the N64 kind of held back Metroid. As much as I'm a huge fan of the N64, I'll admit it, I'm glad that they waited for Prime to come out on GameCube. It came out at 60 FPS, amazing cutting edge graphics. It is a good thing. It is a good thing that Metroid Prime didn't come out on N64 and was a GameCube title. How was I supposed to know that that was a jab at David Jaffe? I thought you were talking about the whole N64 era thing. Okay, got it. You Shadow King, can we talk about Metroid Dread without bringing up David Jaffe? Like, can we please do that? I would love to talk about Dread without having the need to bring up David Clown. David Jaffe the Clown. Okay? Not even worth talking about. Chubby said, the problem is that... Oh yeah, I read that already. I don't know why Metroid is intimidating. I don't get it. I think Metroid is fucking badass. I think it's awesome. I I don't know. I've been a fan of this series for so long. I'm just so far removed of being like a newcomer to the series. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine sleeping on Metroid. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. But I would really like for more people to try it. That'd be awesome. Shadow King said if they bring the DS Zelda games over, they better give us normal control option. You know, I used to think DS games coming to Switch was like a fucking fantasy, like Dreamland, but it's actually not outside the realm of possibilities. But it would only work in handheld mode, so I don't know. It's probably not gonna happen. But it could work in handheld mode. You would just have to hold the Switch vertically and then have an accessory that lets you slide the Joy-Cons on the sides. It could work. But I don't know about playing DS games on the TV. You could only do that on a Wii U. Shadow King said Metroid Dread is the first Metroid game I beat. I've played others before, but that was the first one I beat. That's kind of shocking because Metroid games are really short. So if you picked one up, I don't know why you didn't finish it. Metroid games, like especially the 2D ones, they're really short, so you might as well just see it to the end. Dread is the longest of the 2D games. Maybe it just held your attention more, which is fair because Dread is peak. But dude, Metroid Fusion, I could beat that game in like 3 hours. I could beat Zero Mission in like less than 3 hours. So I don't know about that. Chris said, hell, Prime 1 looks better than most of the games of that era. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's really funny that people called the GameCube like a kiddie console, when in actuality, Metroid Prime looked better than Halo. It looked better than 3 Xbox games. It looked better than PS2 games. I don't even know if I could come up with a game on those other systems that look better than Metroid Prime 1 or 2. They're like, Metroid Prime 1 is the best looking game of the 6th generation. Maybe, I don't know, there's other contenders too, like Luigi's Mansion looks really good, Mario Sunshine looks really good, but I think Metroid Prime is the best looking game of 6th gen. There's some good looking PS2 games too though, like Square Enix games like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, like Kingdom Hearts 2, really good looking. But as far as like realistic graphics, oh yeah, Metroid Prime was the best looking 6th gen game. In my opinion, it's totally subjective. Someone could come out here and say Wind Waker is the best looking game, and that's valid. Wind Waker has an awesome art style, so it's totally subjective what you guys think is the best looking game. I think it's Prime 1 though. Prime 1 and 2 were the best looking GameCube games and just 6th gen games of that era. Shadow King said K. Well, I've just noticed that you bring up David Jaff whenever we talk about Dread. It's just kind of a repeating thing. That's all. But yeah, Dread is awesome. Chris said, yeah, them having a mouse function in the Joy-Con will definitely be awesome, especially with shooters. Yeah, like I was thinking like Mario Maker, but then yes, shooters too, like Splatoon 4 on like a mouse Joy-Con. Bro, I would body people. I would go crazy because I play Doom Eternal. All the shooters I play on PC, I'm using mouse and keyboard. Oh, Helldivers. I use mouse and keyboard, but Helldivers too. Perfect Dark with Perfect Dark with mouse and keyboard controls. So on Dolphin, with the Dolphin emulator, you can actually play Metroid Prime with mouse and keyboard controls. I've done it. It's awesome. So if we could play Metroid Prime 4 with like a mouse accessory, oh, that'd be so god tier, man. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's called like Metroid Prime Restored or something. I can't remember. It's like this thing that you download for Dolphin, and it allows you to play Metroid Prime with mouse and keyboard controls. It's awesome. Probably because I used to have a habit of jumping around with games. Dude, that's what I'm doing now. I lily pad hop to every game and I don't beat them. So that's fair, bro. If you were in that state of mind, I totally get that. But have you gone back and played any of the other Metroid games? Have you beaten more than just Dread now? Because like I know some people that like tried Dread and beat it for the first time. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go check out the other Metroid games now. But yeah, no, that's totally fair, dude. I'm fucking up. When it comes to finishing games, I am fucking up. I finished Plucky Squire. By the way, I added these like custom logos for, these are the PC ports. Like this is Star Fox 64 PC port. It launches from Steam and it looks so legit, right? I found these off of Google and I added them and it looks so legit. I added them for like all the PC ports, like for Zelda. This is the Majora's Mask PC port. It's pretty fucking cool. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I was trying to pull up shooters. Oh yeah, like Doom, Wolfenstein, like all these type of games I play with mouse and keyboard. And then if I were to play Marvel Rivals, which I don't have, if I were to play Marvel Rivals, I would play with a mouse and keyboard. So like I love mouse and keyboard. So honestly, I might as well just add it to my library. Why not? But yeah, I fucking love mouse and keyboard. So I would seriously love that to come to Switch. At first, I was really skeptical about this whole mouse stuff. But now I love the idea and I really want it. I want it. By the way, if you look closely, this kind of looks like a glide pad. And I know you guys have heard other people point this out, but I just wanted to make sure I pointed out too. This definitely doesn't look like just like a button. Like that down there too, it looks like a glide pad. It looks like something like a material made to glide across a surface. It's probably a mouse accessory. Like it probably is. Did I go over all of this stuff? Chris said, yeah, I definitely feel that. Hell, I'm doing that popping between Dragon Quest 3 and Stellar Blade. Oh yeah, dude, that's another one, man. Dragon Quest 3. I am fucking up on Dragon Quest 3. Where is it? It's gone. No, here it is. I've got 30 hours in this bitch. I still haven't beat it. I'm doing better than Jaken. Shout out to Jaken. He's busy. That boy is busy. But yeah, I haven't finished all the story modes for Sparking Zero. I need to do that. I beat Shadow Generations, but I didn't beat Sonic Generations. I beat the Shadow portion, didn't beat Sonic. Haven't beat Dragon Quest, haven't beat Sparking Zero. I'm in the middle of my second playthrough of Red Dead 2, haven't finished it. I finished Silent Hill 2. I'm very proud of myself. I did finish Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm proud of that. And I'm currently in the middle of hopping between Path of Exile 2 and a bunch of different games. As you guys know, this is all I've been playing. Like, I've been sick and I haven't been streaming. But yeah, surprise, surprise, this is what I've been playing off stream. Path of Exile 2 all day. I'm hopelessly addicted. Chris, with the Lamau. Yeah, dude, like, I am fucking up on Dragon Quest. Which, by the way, have you tried Path of Exile yet, Chris? Or are you too busy with those two games you said? Are you waiting? I really want to know what you think of it, because I know you played Diablo 4. Path of Exile 2 is so good. Shadow King said, not yet. I've been trying to knock out my Trails backlog. Like you with Metroid, Trails is my favorite game series. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Hell yeah. And those are long RPGs too, so I feel that. See, that's what's nice about the Metroid games. I can play through them quickly. The Prime games take a little bit longer, but dude, it's so fast to play through all the 2D games. You can play through all the 2D Metroid games so quick. In like a couple of days, you'll be done with them. Metroid Dread does take like 10 to 12 hours though. It's pretty beefy. I loved how long Dread was. And it didn't overstay its welcome or anything. It's perfect. All right, let's go over this before I get off, guys. Let me make sure I went over everything, all the leaks that I'm currently aware of. So, apparently, Switch, this is rumors, by the way. I don't know about this stuff as much as the hardware stuff. The hardware stuff, if you ask me, is real. These are actually Switch 2 Joy-Cons. This is actually the Switch 2 motherboard. Like, it's real. And as far as, you know, Genki announcing and like showing this stuff, has to be real. They're an accessories company. Of course they want to have the Switch 2 accessories ready for launch. Of course, that's how they make money. These accessory companies want you to buy their stuff alongside the Switch 2. When you're in the store buying your Nintendo Switch 2, this company, Genki, they want you to look behind the counter or look on the aisle and see, oh, there's a case for my brand new Switch 2 to keep it protected. Oh, I can buy this new accessory. I can buy this screen protector. Like, where was that screen protector I had pulled up? This one, tempered glass screen protector for Switch 2. Like, all this stuff has to be ready in advance. It has to be ready day fucking one. That's how they get their sales. They want people to buy these alongside with their Switch 2. I will be the first one to buy something like this. I probably won't buy a case, or at least not at first. I got the Zelda case. I'll probably get a Satisfy case. That's what I'll get. I'm gonna get a Satisfy grip for the Switch 2, and I'm gonna get the case that comes with the Satisfy grip. I love the Satisfy grip, so that's probably what I'll end up getting. And then I'll also be getting a tempered glass screen protector. So all this stuff has to be there day one. So I totally believe all of this. This is all very much believable, and it's crazy that they're beating Nintendo to the punch. They're like, if you won't announce the Switch 2, we will. It's fucking wild. All right, let's go over some of this really quick. Well, with Dread, I got every missile tank upgrade. I 100%ed Dread. I love that game. You got to go for all the energy tanks too. All right, let me go over all of this. Switch 2, according to these rumors, Switch 2 users will be able to make posts, post screenshot and record a video, create communities, direct message. That is huge. I mentioned that near the beginning of the stream. I want direct messaging with friends, like, really bad. I think it's a needed feature. I don't know. Sorry. Oh, shit. I'm still not 100%. Sorry about my voice. I'm still a little bit sick. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Direct messaging. Maybe you can't do it with randoms, but being able to message your friends would be really nice. This sounds like some Miiverse stuff, like a Switch social media app. I can see that. That makes sense. It says a built-in TikTok style media app. I don't know about that. I don't know if it'll be vertical scrolling media the way that TikTok is, but I could totally see them coming up with their own social media, kind of like a Miiverse, like on Wii U and stuff. This sounds legit. Oh, and also Switch 2 OS will have animated backgrounds. Okay, my friend is 3 minutes away. He's coming over to hang out. I just wanted to go over some Switch 2 stuff with you guys. I would not report on this stuff if I didn't think it had any validity or any sense of being real. I would not even be on this microphone talking to you guys. So like, that just shows like how much I think this is real. I don't know about all of this, like the Miiverse stuff, but the hardware stuff, I would bet $100. I would bet a lot of money that this is real. It's hard to fake this type of stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys with it and give my thoughts. I've actually been thinking about this, doing this type of stream like all week. So it's really nice to have done it now and get all my thoughts out and get everything off my chest. This has been really, really fun. Why is my mouse cursor so big? What the fuck? Oh my goodness. I might have to fix that on OBS. I don't know what's going on. Alright, anyways. I meant all tank upgrades. Well, did you 100% it? You gotta go for the 100%. Chris, goddammit, you need to get on Path of Exile. You didn't answer me. Alright, anyways. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Shout out to all the homies who came through. Shadow King, Chris, Decepticon, Jovi, Nindy Gamer, all the homies that came through. Simba. Am I missing anyone? Jakin. Shout out to the homie Jakin. Shadow King. Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. Skullfire. All the homies that came through. This was a lot of fun. And I'm definitely going to be doing more of these type of streams. So, if there's anything like big in the gaming news, honestly, there's some Xbox rumors coming out about like a new Oblivion remake and stuff. I think I might cover that because I'm a huge Oblivion fan. So maybe we'll go over that stuff once more stuff comes out. Like when Xbox announces their conference, I'm gonna be really excited. I'm streaming that Xbox conference because if they show the Oblivion remake there, I'll be so happy. So yeah, I'll be reporting on just like gaming news and stuff periodically, not every day or anything, but whenever I think that there's something interesting to talk about, I'll do these type of streams more. Shout outs to everyone coming through. I really appreciate it. You'd have to check your file. 100%ing Dread is a lot of fun. I had a blast, and I don't usually 100% games. Peace out, Decepticon. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to all the homies tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'll probably go live tomorrow. I'll do some gameplay. I'll probably play Path of Exile too, and we can still talk about Switch and everything. But yeah, I might be grinding. I don't know. I still kind of want to play Star Fox. I still want to do some more Star Fox streams because I haven't finished it. I haven't 100%ed it. So maybe we'll do this tomorrow. Maybe we'll do Path of Exile tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, thanks again so much for tuning in, guys. You guys are great. And yeah, Switch 2 hype is real. For real, it's coming. Switch 2 is on the horizon, baby. I don't know about it getting announced tomorrow. I don't know about it getting announced by next week. By the way, shit, I forgot to talk about my speculation of when I think it's gonna get announced. Just really quick before I go. January 20th, or just like the last week of January, that's when I think it'll happen. The Super Bowl is at the beginning of February. They want to have a Switch 2 ad during the Super Bowl, I would imagine. That makes the most sense business-wise. So, Switch 2 announcement in late January, Super Bowl in February, and then maybe the Switch 2 comes out in April? I don't know, though. Total speculation. Take it with a grain of salt. I'll see you guys later. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. Have a great rest of your night.